Hi there, this is Padma from Llibertat. Today I'm going to talk to you about how to do a content audit. Now, content audits can be extremely time consuming. You can be really thorough with them, and there's loads of data that you could choose to record. I'm going to urge on the side of brevity for doing content audits, because really you want to be focusing on the most important content for your users, and you don't need to spend too much time on the content that users don't care about, which there'll probably be quite a lot. So I suggest just getting some basic data in play, and then having a look at that, and then focusing on the most important content to users, and then looking at what you might want to do with that from a user needs basis, from a content design basis. So how do we do that? Well, first off, a content audit happens normally in a spreadsheet. You need to scrape the URLs from your current website. You can use different kinds of software to do that. We normally use Screaming Frog. So that'll give you a list of all the URLs on your site, and it'll give you kind of other bits of data like the page title, very useful. Whether there are alt tags, how long your titles and headings are in your content, like things around accessibility and usability and so on. So that's good for giving an overview. Also, you can have a look at like duplicate content, broken pages, incoming and outgoing links, things like that. So it's useful stuff. So you populate your spreadsheet with that stuff. Then you need to look at your analytics data. So you want to put your analytics data into the spreadsheet as well. Different ways you can do that. I'm not going to kind of go into it in detail, but basically what you want to know is, okay, so for this URL and this page title, how many people care? So how many people are visiting and how long are they staying there? That would be your kind of minimum, so that you can get a sense of, yes, there's a user need, or there's a perceived user need on the part of the users for this content. Now, it may be that there's some really important content on your site that nobody's finding because it's got really poor SEO, search engine optimization. So it's there, but users can't find it. So you have to do a bit of a detective job on it. Yeah, that's what we're kind of looking at. Understanding what users care about, what they don't care about. Once we've got a sense of that from looking at the numbers, then we can say, okay, so for this content that users care about, what do we think the user need is for that content? So we can have a look at the page. We can then make a kind of qualitative judgment on it, like how good is this page? Based on kind of web writing principles and content design principles. Is this page, you might want to use a kind of like traffic light system? Is it like just totally awful, red? Is it great, green, or is it somewhere in the middle, amber? And then what user need is this page trying to meet, and can we write that up as a user story? So I talk about user stories in the video. So then we end up with user stories for all of the pages that users seem to care about, and depending on how much time and money and how much you care, you can do the less popular pages as well. But yeah, that's what we're trying to find. We're trying to get a list of user needs from the current site, so that we can make decisions about what we want to do next. And we need to. There's a bunch of things we can do, but as a minimum, what we want to do is look at how do we turn that into a content plan, a user needs based content plan, and I'll talk about that in a future video. And this is an alternative to doing simple content migration, which is taking this like lift and shift, and I talk about that in another video as well. Okay, hope that's useful. Take care.